let's spend some time, Chloe, talking about Darwizzy, Agent of Chaos, Darwin Nunez, whatever you want to call him. Call him absolute shite if you really want to. No, don't do that. He's really good. Go on.
I just, the highs of Darwin Nunez make the lows even worse. That's what I will say. Because he's so unpredictable that when he does something like Bournemouth, you're like, oh my God. And in recent weeks, we've been seeing a lad who I think is much more like the Benfica lad that we thought we were getting. But you can't look past that miss. Like, I think he starts brightly, he's picking up in good areas, he's got the confidence to really try with those chances outside the area from the right hand side. He's got the confidence and the finesse to control Trent's ball and volley it first time. Unlucky for him, really unlucky. But then when a simple chance falls at his feet and it's in one of the most pivotal moments of a football game, if that's 3-0 up, 2-0 up, you can let it go, you can laugh it off. But Liverpool have dropped points here today when they should have been 1-0 up because it was an open goal in the sitter. He's blazed it near outside the stadium and I don't know how. I just don't get it. There's not, and every time I watch it, it seemingly gets worse and worse and worse. And that is the problem. I can't bet on him in those moments. And it's actually the moments like Newcastle where it's instinct. Yeah. He's not got time to think about it. It's not that big of a... It's like, oh, well, it's unlikely that I'm going to score from here anyway. In those moments, you can bet on him more. But in the moments where he has to put it in the back of the net, and it's absolutely ludicrous if he doesn't, you can't bet on him in those moments, and that is the problem. No,
it's a difficult one, isn't it, Sparrow? Because we said earlier on, like, I think he had a good, lively opening half an hour.
Yeah.
Because he was central to everything, really. You could tell, we mentioned earlier, he's very confident in the moment. He's shooting on sight, essentially. He's testing the goalkeeper. He's working him. None of them necessarily like they've got to fly into top corner, but he's making the keeper make saves time and time again. So you think, okay, yeah, fancy a little bit of this. He clearly fancies himself a little bit. Let's have it. Chloe's right. The first chance he has, I think he does everything pretty well, pretty much right above him, hitting the back of the net, of course, but outside of that, it's a great ball. The run from Inter out is exceptional. His movement's brilliant. We've never really criticised him for that, so no real qualms for his first half an hour. But the miss, like, you think at the time he's saved by the offside flag, but he's not, it's onside. It's inexcusable, that really, isn't it? And if we go on to win the game, no one really talks about it. We laugh it off, but we haven't.
No, that's it. And this is going to be one of those moments that follows him for the rest of his career. Because for the next 20 years, every TV show where they make worst misses in Premier League history, he's now going to be in it. It's one of them. It makes the list of top 20 worst misses ever. And it was very much a game of two halves for him because he was so lively in the first half hour. And then early on in the second half, he's doing an awful lot of link-up play as well. He seemed to have changed his game a little bit. And maybe he's got some instructions from Klopp at half-time. He was playing lots of neat little through balls and he dropped a little bit and it was really good play. And then that. It's just this whole Agents of Chaos thing. It just proves itself as a self-fulfilling prophecy almost every week. And you can't forgive it. Not this time. Because there's nothing to balance it this time. We've dropped points. That was the moment. That was his moment to go, I've turned up in this game exactly when he needed me to. And he's not.
It's also a game in which Liverpool have struggled the entire thing. It needed a goal of Mo Salah accidentally mishitting a header for it to land into the path of another player, for him to literally just put it in the back of the net. It's the easiest goal he'll ever score in his career. And it was needed because minutes later they went up the other end and scored. And it highlights that moment much more at the fact, if they don't score in that game at all, and even if it ends 0-0, you're fuming at him. But for a good spell there, Liverpool thought they were dropping all 3 points, and it was down to the fact that he didn't put us 1-0 up. And it's I don't know what else to say. It is just, I know we all keep being like, oh my God, he's unpredictable, he's Agent K, and we all really like, I'd like him to just fucking put the ball in the back of the net for easy chances. I really would. And I love him, and nothing's going to change. That miss isn't going to make me not like him any. Like, I love the lad, but I don't physically understand how he's put it, like, the percentages, it must have been harder to actually miss the target.
Well, that's the problem with this miss. Like, we've seen him miss chances before, and then go on to do something mad and score, so we all go, oh, that's Darwin, isn't it funny?
Yeah.
But this, for one, you haven't got he scored after it, so you haven't got that, but also it's the scale of just how bad the misses. Like you mentioned, Sparrow, it's a contender for like worst misses of the season. You know, even over time in the Premier League, it's right up there. There's much worse, by the way, of course there is, but it's a bad one. It's a real bad one, and yeah, that's what makes it. When he one-on-one with a keeper and he fluffs his lines and he hits it wide, you can go, okay, yeah, whatever.
But he's done everything else correct, so that's okay.
Exactly. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the one the other day, even when he does it the post, you know, and he's put 3 men on the arse and he's beat the keeper, you go, oh, well, we score immediately after it, so that takes the edge off a little bit. But even then, if he just missed it in isolation, you go, yeah, but look at all that quality. Yeah. With this one, I just don't know how he's missed.
And the mad thing is later on in the game, another ball comes to him, like dinked over the top, and he's inside the area, and he takes the shot and he gets so much power behind it. The keeper makes a really good save. But I'm like, how are you making contact with that ball where the ball is bouncing off the turf? But this one, it's at the in fact, if he would have scuffed it in some way, if it would have rolled off his knee or the studs, it probably would have went in. I don't know how it's happened, but that, like you said, it's unforgivable. That has potentially cost us 2 points here, and it's against a feckin' Luton side. And look, fair play to them. They played us and they deserve the point, I think. Yeah. But when Liverpool are in so much high stakes, you've got to put that ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, you do, yeah. And Luton executed the game plan brilliantly. We should give them credit too.
We should.